Hello, our most developed student. My name is Confident and welcome to our 24-minute lesson. This is the ultimate guide in maths, science, career guidance, as well as a sneak peek in my personal experiences. This is a channel that is designed with you in mind. Let us dive into today's lesson. In this section, I'm going to introduce to you the ultimate guide in mathematics, and this is for grade 12. If you are doing your grade 12, this is the best time to begin your studies, and I am bringing to you what I call the ultimate guide in mathematics, and it is focusing on your term 1 work. And I say in the total time you need might be between 15 to 20 hours, which is almost like 5 days of learning. You can cover everything you need to know about maths. So if you give me your time, I'm going to take you throughout your term 1 work. You don't need to stress, you don't need to panic, you don't need to switch on that panic button. Trust me, I have you in mind. So what I want you to do is get time to go through these videos, because it will kind of lay a simple foundation which you are going to use as you prepare for your final exams. Remember, your mindset must change. You are now in grade 12. Don't think like a grade 10. Don't think like a grade 11. You are the ultimate. You are the last in number. You are the cream right now. You are in grade 12. There are a lot of expectations, not from people only, but also from yourself. You want that mark that you've already earmarked. But I always encourage you, as you are beginning your year, have a target. What is the mark that you feel like you are that you want to achieve? What is your career? It must be linked to your career. Have you guys applied for your universities, or are you yet to apply? What is it that is going to be needed for you to get accepted in that university? If mathematics is one of them, then I encourage you need to get hold of these videos. Now, if you are going to be working with me in this journey, I would encourage you to subscribe right now, so that you are notified every time I'm posting some new videos. So this is the ultimate guide, as I said, and I'm taking to you everything you need to know about term 1. It is going to be, I'll try to make the videos within 24 minutes. That's why it's called the 24-minute lesson. As you see here, it says mathematics for the underdogs. Now, what is an underdog? It's someone who says, I don't want you to be super fast. I don't want super speed. I just want you to go with me slowly, so that I can be able to understand and then walk my journey in this mathematics. So if you are an underdog who says, I'm still a bit not sure about my mathematics, I'm struggling a bit, but if you can be patient with me, I can able to understand, then you are my student. I'm not looking for the brilliant, for the high achiever. I'm looking for someone who says, I'm a bit panicking at the moment, but please walk with me in this journey. Then let's do this. This is mathematics. As I say, the topics that you are expected to cover in this term, it's number patterns, sequences and series, Euclidean geometry, as well as trigonometry. So let us begin the lesson by looking at the number patterns, sequence and series. And this is the revision. Let's start with the quadratic pattern, because that's the part that you guys did in your grade 11. So this is a revision session, and we are going to quickly look at this part and then look at the grade 12 work. So now, when you are revising on the quadratic pattern, let's look at the question. It says the sequence 3, 9, 17, 27 is a quadratic sequence. So already they told you here it is quadratic, and then it says write down the next term. So let us do this question here. We want to write down the next term, and then for you to do that, you have to have your sequence, which is 3, 9, 17, 27. So this is what is your T1, remember, your T2, your T3 and your T4, right? And then when you are to do your quadratic pattern, is to draw it down. Remember what you do, you say T2 minus T1, which is 9 minus 3, you get your 6, 17 minus 9, you get your 8, and then 27 minus 17, you get your 10. Now from here, you can grow it further to say 8 minus 6, what does it give you? 2. and 10 minus 8, it gives us 2. And if you still remember, we called this first line here, we call it the second difference. That's what makes it to be the second, to be quadratic, is because it has a what? It has a second difference. And then this next one here, we call it the first difference. Alright, it's very important for you to remember that. And then now when you have done that, the question here says write down the next term. It's 1 mark. Now the next term that they need is T5 here. Now what will be T5? It's just a matter of understanding how the sequence goes. For example, look at this. If you say 6 plus 2 is 8, and then 9 plus 8 is 17, and then if you can move here, you know that this is constant. Remember, the second difference is constant. You have a 2 here. Now the question is what you have now. 8 plus 2 was 10. 10 plus 2, what will be the number there? It will be 12. And then you take that number to say 27 plus 12, just like 17 plus 10 is 27. So what about 27 plus 12? Then you have now your number here. 7 plus 2, it's 9. And then 2 plus 1 is 3. So the number there is what? The next number is 39. So that one, I hope it's not difficult, but you need just to practice on growing the sequence. So you have here being 39. The next question says, write down the expression for the nth term of the sequence. Now, that expression, you need to be able to remind yourself what is that expression. Remember, the expression for the nth term, we call it Tn. So Tn is an squared plus bn plus c. And then where is this coming from? Remember, the quadratic equation is coming from x squared plus bx plus c. So that's the quadratic expression. So now whenever you're dealing with the sequence, you just put n there so that it becomes Tn is equal to an squared plus b, where there is x, you put n plus c. You need to definitely remember that. So our aim is to find what? We need to find a, you find b, and you find c into this. So now how do you find your a? You must then focus on this line. Alright, and then equal to, and equal to. The first one, you put your 2a. The second one is 3a plus b. It never changes, always like that. The third one, it's a plus b plus c. Always remember that. So it's 2a, 3a plus b, a plus b plus c. So let's do that. The first one is 2a is equal to what? Is equal to 2. See that? So 2a is equal to 2. Then how do you find a? Remember, 2 times a, we have to do the opposite. We have to divide here by 2 so that we can remain with a. So a is equal to 2 divided by 2 is 1. That's the first part. What's the second one? There is the second one. 3a plus b is equal to the number 6. Now you know your a already. You just calculated that a was 1. So 3 bracket 1 plus b is equal to 6. Now take 3. 3 times 1 is 3. Now take 3 to the other side. It's positive, it will become negative. So b is equal to 6 minus 3. What is b? 6 minus 3 is 3. Then you've got your b there. Alright, then the next one is a plus b plus c is equal to 3. So you have here a plus b plus c equal to 3. You know your a, which is 1. You know your b, which is 3, plus c equal to 3. Now what is 1 plus 3, which is 4 plus c equal to 3. Now take 4 to the other side. It's positive, it will become negative. So c is equal to 3 minus 4. What is c? What is 3 minus 4? Always use your calculator. I know some of you are like, I know what is 3 minus 4, but in an exam some of you panic. It's negative 1, and then they find 3 minus 4, they write 1. That automatically changes everything. Now when you have done this, you can then write the general expression. That's why the question was saying determine an expression for the nth term of the sequence. That's where you come here and say now Tn is equal to a, which is 1n squared, or you can leave out 1, plus b, which is 3n, and then plus c, but c is -1. That becomes the answer. But please test this answer. Don't be comfortable. Just test it to see if ever you got it right. For example, test it with T4 to see whether T4 will give you 27. So what you do is you come here and you put 4 where there is n. You say T4 is equal to 4 squared plus 3 bracket 4 minus 1. Test that and see whether it will give you what. If that will give you the 27, because if it doesn't give you 27, it means you made an error. So 1, you can leave out that 1, as I said, 4 squared plus 3, 4, and then minus 1 equal to, there is the 27. So which means in a way you did well, but you don't have to keep this. You can erase this because that's not what they want. All right, so that's the 4 marks that you just put into your for your marks there. It's a good marks. Now the 1.3 says, what is the value of the first term of the sequence that is greater than 269? So they are saying, what is the value of the first term of the sequence that is greater than, the word greater than is that sign, 269. So what you do is you come here and say, when is Tn greater than 269? I think they used 269. Just let me verify. Yes. So what is that? So what you do is you take that sequence to say n squared plus 3n minus 1 is greater than what? 269. And then you have to solve this. But how do you do this? For now, pretend this was an equal sign so that you've got n squared. Okay, let's solve it like that. Take that. Remember, this is more like an equal sign. When it goes there, it changes from positive to negative. So it's plus 3n minus 1 minus 269 is greater than 0, right? And then what we have, you have got n squared plus 3n, then minus 1 minus 269, use a calculator, is minus 270, is greater than 0. What do you do from here? Don't try to find the factors and waste time. Go for the quadratic equation. Go for the quadratic equation. It is much better. Now the quadratic equation, of course, you must remember to say x is equal to minus b plus or minus square root of b squared minus 4ac over 2a. You would have already used it in question number 1. Remember, this is mainly question number 2 in your exam. So minus b. So this is your b. This is your c. Your a is 1 there. So you continue now to say you're using the same values that you got there in terms of a and b. So b is minus 3 plus or minus square root of b squared, which is in bracket 3 squared minus 4. A is 1. C is negative 270. So you extend that all over 2, and a is 1. So we find two values of x here is equal to, let's get the two values of x. So the first one is, put a bracket, is minus 3 plus square root of bracket 3 squared minus 4, 1, and negative 270, right? And all over 2, 1, that. So the first one is 15. You see that x is 15 there, and then delete minus, the other one is minus 18. So you've got x is equal to 15 and x is equal to negative 18. So these are the two values, but we're not finding x. You come here and say, but I'm looking for what? I was looking for n. This was for n. It was not x. So now you have two values to say n is equal to what? So not n is equal to, so n is greater than 15 or n is greater than minus 18. Now this won't be a solution because you cannot have a negative n. Remember, we can't have a negative n. The only solution is when n is what is positive here, because the numbers, as you can see, when you're counting, n cannot be the nth term can never take a negative, in the sense you can't have a t minus 1. All right, so now if n is 15 here, if n is greater than 15, so we're saying here what is the next n is real numbers, so n can be therefore equal to the next number from 15 is what is 16, because it must be greater than 15, but the next number after 15 is what is 16. So you can even test it to try to put 16 there. You will have t16 is equal to 16 squared. Remember, it's tn plus 3n minus 1 plus 316 minus 1. It will give you what? If you do that, it gives me, let me remove that. It gives me 16 squared plus 316 minus 1 equal to 303, which is equal to 303. Now this is what t16. Now let's look at this question again. It says, this question says, what is the value of the first term of the sequence that is greater than 269? All right, I see now. So which means you will have 269, there will be a number before it, and then after that, that is t14 here, you will have t14, and then this will be t15, and then the first number after that is t16, and that number is 303. So here you are going to conclude and say, therefore the number is equal to 303. They are not looking for t16, but they are looking for that value of t16, which is 303. All right, so that was the first part there. Now let us look at the next one here. The next one says the sequence 4, 9, x, 37 is a quadratic sequence. Calculate x. Also, you must get used to that. How do you calculate x? So you're given the sequence 4, 9, x, and what? And 37. Remember now, this becomes your what? Your t1, your t2, your t3, your t4. There are many ways of finding this, but let's do it like this. So we have 4 minus 9. What we have is 5. Remember, it's t2 minus t1, t3 minus t2. Be careful now. What is this? X minus 9. You write it as is. See that? And then t4 minus t3. What do you write? 37 minus x. Are you seeing that? So that's what you do. Then you continue with the sequence. Now, in here, it's x minus 9. It's x minus 9 minus 5. Are you seeing that? And then you continue in here. It's 37 minus x in bracket. You can put in bracket minus this bracket. Actually, put brackets there, because if you don't put brackets, you're going to get it wrong. Let me repeat now. Let me repeat now. So here it's x minus 9. It's x minus 9. Put it in bracket minus 5. You can put it in brackets just as a caution. Even on the other one is 37 minus x minus x minus 9. Right. But you must always remember, this is your what? This is your second difference. This one. It's our second difference. And it is consistent. It mustn't change. The second difference is always the same. So the number that you get here is equal to the number that you get here. That is where the trick was. So you're supposed then to solve it and say, when they say solve for x here, you're supposed to say x minus 9 minus 5 is equal to 37 minus x and minus x minus 9. That's what we needed there. So when you simplify this x minus 9 minus 5 is x minus 14 there, is equal to, use a calculator please here, use a calculator. I know students always say, but I know the answer, but use a calculator. 37 minus x. Now open this, the negative affect there to become negative x, and negative becomes positive 9. See that? So collect like terms. Let's take x, let this negative x and this negative x, let them jump the equal sign to come to the other x. What are you going to have? You're going to have x, which is already this side, and then negative x plus x again plus x. Remember there were 2, is equal to, take the numbers, 37 plus 9. This negative 14 is the one that jumps to the other side, becoming plus 14. So it's a matter of being careful with your algebra here. X plus x plus x is 1 plus 1 plus 1, which is 3x, is equal to what? Then you can, as I say, please rely on your calculator. Avoid wasting your mental energy in an exam. Plus 9 plus 14, it's 60. So how do I find x? If I've got 3x is equal to 60. Yes, you're right. We divide by 3 on both sides. Divide by 3. So what is x? 3 into 6 is 20. So x is equal to what? Is equal to 20. So now if you come back to the sequence, we are saying here, it says actually x is equal to what? We can remove this now and say x is equal to 20. Alright. Then the next one says, hence or otherwise determine the nth term of the sequence. Is now 4 marks. So you can now change everything here to say what is x is 20. Are you seeing that? And then what is x is what? Is 20. But further I can say what is 20 minus 9? I can now further say 20 minus 9 is 11. What is 37 minus 20? 37 minus 20, it's 7, 1. This becomes what? 17. Are you seeing that? Then I can further come here and change this now. Because I know my x. What is 11 minus 5? It's 6. What is 17 minus 11? It's 6. Right? 17 minus 11 is simple 6. So now you can see that the constant difference is 6. It doesn't change. And then they say hence or otherwise. When they are saying otherwise, when they say hence, they are saying from the answers that you are getting, can you continue now to find the nth term? Otherwise means, oh, start afresh and find the nth term. So here we're using hence because we're using the same value that we got. So now from here, remember what I said? You said in here, this is always consistent. It doesn't change. You go in and locate your T1. This is under T1. Alright. Then this is 2a is equal to what? You know that? What about this one? What you write? You are right. It's 3a plus what? Plus b. Okay. What about this other one? What do I write? Yes, a plus b plus c equal to that. That's how you do it. And then from there, you can now simplify this. The first one is 2a. Let me do this. Just give it a little bit of space. The first one is 2a is equal to what? 6. How do you find a? Divide by 2. So what is a? A is equal to 3. What's the second one? 3a plus b. What do I get? I get 5. So how do I find b? Now I know my a is 3. Look, bracket times 3 plus b equal to 5. Remember, this is my b, not 6. So 3 times 3, it's 9 plus b equal to 5. And then b is equal to 9 minus 5. Not 9 minus 5, but what? 5 minus 9. What is it? Use your calculator because some of you are saying 4, but the answer is minus 4. Are you seeing that? Then a plus b plus c equal to 4. Now what is my a? Is 3. What is my b? Plus negative 4 plus c equal to 4. Now what is 3 minus 4? It's minus 1 plus c equal to 4. take -1 to the other side, negative becomes positive. C is 4 plus 1, C is equal to 5. Then you can now write your Tn. Remember, Tn is A n squared plus B n plus C. So what is Tn? You conclude now what is your A is 3n squared plus B. So B is negative there. He's saying negative 4n plus 5. You do that. But do you leave your answer like that? No. Test it. Just test. Test. It's very important, you guys, to test. You take any T, for example. You say, let me find T4. Use the one given. Don't say T3 because already it's yours. Use T4 to see whether it will give you 37. We know T4 is 37. So T4 is equal to 37. But what is T4? I will say 3 bracket 4 squared minus 4 bracket 4 plus 5. Let me see whether I'll get 37 here. If I'm getting 37, it means then my answer is what? Is correct. Let's do that, which is 3 bracket 4 squared minus 4 bracket 4 plus 5. These are the things that makes you not to lose answers. There is 37. So you see, so 37 left hand side is equal to right hand side. It's balanced. So we can now be rest assured is correct. But this, you do it on your question paper. It's a rough work that you do. You don't have to show this. Then we know that you have gotten your 7 marks. Guys, it's very important. Those 7 marks are very, very, very important. You don't want to lose anything. So now we have come to the end of our lesson where we're looking at the revision of the quadratic patterns. Now in the next one, we're going to look at the sequences, and that is the arithmetic sequence. And then later we're going to look at that's the next part where we look at the arithmetic pattern or the sequences. Then we look at the geometric, and then we continue like that. But I will encourage you, ensure you're subscribed so that you don't lose out on these videos. We've come to the end of our lesson, guys. Share with your friends. Let your friends see these videos. Let your friends also participate in this. Thank you.